Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another session of Marketing Minute Live. I'm Jasmine, Marketing Coordinator here at Innovative Global Vision, and I am joined by Karen, our Chief Marketing Strategist. Long time no see, Karen, here on Marketing Minute Live.
You're right. It has been a bit of a time, but hey, I'm happy to join you today.
And we are happy to have you. We're streaming on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook from Ohio. Let us know where you're streaming from and when you're watching today's session. Are you watching the live or a little later today? Let's dive right into today's content.
Well, as we were talking, Jasmine, it's often that we come across businesses that have a website and it's not generating leads. They have Google Analytics installed, but they're unsure how to use it. And this is really a missed opportunity because when you think about it, you've invested time and resources into your site. The least it should be doing is converting some leads for you. So this is why it's so important to pay attention to the analytics data because it tells you a lot about your visitors, like what they do when they come to your site, how are they finding you, and a whole lot more.
Yep. And as you mentioned, Google Analytics, it's a free tool you can use. It's going to provide data on your website insights, traffic, visitor demographics, and what they actually end up doing on your site. And if you're not sure how to set up Google Analytics or you need help assisting your dashboard, you can reach out to us for help. And our question to you is you can pop it in the comments. Do you use Google Analytics right now?
And when you think about all of the information available in Google Analytics, this information can help you to create a better experience for your visitors and increase your chance of converting those visits to leads. So using Google Analytics, you can understand how people find your site, how they interact with your site. And based on the information that you gather, you can then start making improvements on your website to increase conversion.
Yes. After all, data drives decisions. And
Mhm.
that's why today we're going to look at three important website reports that are in Google Analytics. You'll learn what those metrics are, how you can use them to increase traffic on your own website. So let's start off with report number one, and that is audience overview.
I'm going to wait till you get it up on the screen here.
Very good.
So here's a copy of the audience overview, and really the whole audience section, if you see it indented there under audience, it has a lot of information that tells you a lot about the visitor themselves. Like, for example, you can use this to understand not just how many visits you're getting to your site, but where are they visiting from? And this information gets granular as far as the city in which they're visiting. And it can help you to gauge, what's working and what's not, at least as far as your print advertisement. You're advertising in a certain city, are you getting traffic coming from that city? And then it will also tell you things like, are they visiting your site by means of a cell phone? Are they using a tablet? Are they using their desktop computer? Of course, you want to make sure you create the best user experience. So you can't do that if you're not sure what people are using to visit your site. And then again, how long are they staying when they get on your site? Are they bouncing? Which percentage of the visitors are clicking away as soon as they get onto the first page? Are there some things that you need to do to kind of keep them on the site? All of this information is available and much more right under the audience section of the site. And by reviewing this information, you gain insight to, as you said, data drives decision. You can make some wise decision to kind of put the right information in front of them so that they can, continue through the funnel. So ask yourself, are my website views increasing or is it declining?
Mhm. Then you can dig deeper to see, okay, now that you know how many people visit your site, what are they doing on the website? Are they staying on? Karen had mentioned bounce rate, and another thing that you can pay attention to is average session duration. A low average session duration would mean that your website isn't as engaging or visitors cannot find the information that they're looking for. So instead of staying on the site long, they leave when they get frustrated.
Correct. So if you notice also some other metrics that's available on this report is like the bounce rate. And while higher numbers are usually a good thing in this regard, a rise in bounce rate is a bad thing. And just to explain what exactly a bounce is, some of you may be familiar with that phrase, but if you ever search the internet, you land on a page and then you hit the back button. And that you could have done that because you felt like it wasn't the right site, like it didn't speak to your needs. Maybe the site was just completely horrible and hard to navigate through it, or whatever the reason is. The fact is that you hit that bounce button, or the back button, I should say, and that's considered a bounce. So naturally, you want the bounce rate to be as low as possible. You're working towards a declining bounce rate, and you're trying to figure out what you need to do in order to keep them on the site so that the bounce rate goes down. Another metrics that's available, I should actually add to that point, is that bounce rate can also help you to determine how effective the design of your site is and whether it's engaging your visits or your visitors, I should say.
Mhm. And thanks for explaining what exactly bounce rate is, Karen. Appreciate that. Let's go on to the next report. Well, we understand traffic, but where is it coming from? And this is what the acquisition overview will help you understand. This tells you where your visitors are coming from. Remember that your website may have a spike in views. Well, you can use these metrics to figure out where this spike came from. And that's what the next screenshot kind of tells you.
And you'll notice here on the screen that Google Analytics categorizes the channels in which the traffic is coming from. And this will help you to determine what's working and what's not, what's delivering, like your efforts, which of your efforts are delivering results. You'll also notice that on this report, you have organic search. Now, those are the people, or those are the numbers that relate to the people who maybe searched Google for a certain phrase and discovered your site through the search engine result page. And then you have direct. Those are people that may have maybe looked at your business card and typed in the address, or they saw it on a billboard ad, or wherever they saw your address. They actually typed it into the browser in order to pull up your website. Then you have social, which is traffic that comes from social media accounts. And then lastly, you have referrals. So referrals are associated with individuals who were probably on another website and they clicked on your link on that website in order to come or be sent to your website. That is considered a referral. So where is your traffic coming from? Is it from direct traffic? Is it from referrals? Or is it from the efforts that you're putting into search to the social media endeavors, your posts? Is that generating traffic for you? So you can see how this report can be very instrumental in helping you to identify what's working and what's not.
And then once you answer that question, understanding where most of your website visitors come from, you can then better serve their needs upon landing on the website. For example, you understand that even in this screenshot, we see that most of their traffic is coming from direct traffic, which means that someone who went to their website is already familiar with their business. They knew enough to be able to just type the website URL right into the search bar. or not the search bar, right into the top bar there. So you can provide information to better help this warmer audience because they're familiar with your business by having things on your homepage like testimonials or case studies to help them convert into leads or paying customers.
You know, Jasmine, that makes me think about the time when we made the adjustment with our events. And just to help you understand, um, one of the reasons that a lot of individuals come to our site is for the to register for upcoming webinars, and we had to make an adjustment where they weren't really digging or scrolling all the way down in order to access it. We actually added to the toolbar so that way they can easily access it, and we were creating a better experience for them. But something else you want to keep in mind is this traffic that comes to your site. What are the keyword phrases that they are typing in order to find your site? You know, if you dig deeper into this information that's displaying on the screen here, you can also use that to capitalize on searcher intent. It's revealing to you what exactly they're searching for, and that can help you to identify what information needs to be readily available for them when they get onto the site. So, speaking with like your sales rep, what kind of information do they share with prospective customers to get them to take the next step in the buying cycle? That's the type of information you may want to consider having readily available to them.
Mhm. And you don't just have to stop just at understanding where your traffic comes from or how they land on your website or even just how long they stay. You can do even more by understanding how they behave with your website. And that's where behavior insights can come into play. And you can see here, if we go to the screen, you can go into more detail as to which pages are getting the most traffic. You can actually drill down to each page and to see what the average duration is for your home page, for your about page, for any other page that you have on your website, and even see the bounce rate for each individual page. And that way, you can use this data to improve your page content or even your website navigation, as Karen mentioned earlier.
Yeah, and this was another report that was very instrumental in that decision that we made, because we were able to see that people were actually coming from the home page, spending some time on there, then traveling on to the events page. But then we wanted to make it readily available for them where they didn't have to go too far down in the page in order to access it. So definitely by paying attention to the reports, trying to understand the visitors, what they're looking for, and making it easy for them to find it. Uh, Google Analytics can definitely help you with that.
Mhm. So let's do a little review. You can get to know your audience by doing the audience overview. You can understand where they came from, seeing if they're from organic traffic, direct, or sales, or social or referrals. And then you can also dig even deeper and look at their behavioral insights to get to know your website audience and to see how your website performs.
And I know Google Analytics can be intimidating. And for that reason, if you need some help just getting comfortable with it or understanding your data, finding certain things or helping you to understand exactly what changes you need to make with your website, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We can definitely help you with that. And also with your marketing needs, you heard me mention the events adjustment we made on our site. Feel free to take a look at some of our upcoming webinars. They're all designed to help you to become a better marketer.
And that wraps up another session of Marketing Minute Live. We thank you so much for joining us today, and hopefully, we can see you next week, same time, same place.
Make it a great week. Bye.